Welcome to the forexprogram.com YouTube channel. I'm Valentine, your host and content creator. Today, we have a special guest, Reza, who has been making impressive strides in the trading world. Thank you for joining us today, Reza. He currently has a 50K funded account. Reza, please introduce yourself to our YouTube community.
Hi, Valentine. My name is Reza. I'm 33 years old. I've been trading for the past 4.5 years. I'm from Canada, the capital, Ottawa, and I've been looking forward to this moment for a few days now.
Okay, that's great. Perfect, Reza. Let's go and start with your background and how you got introduced to trading. To start, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and how your background in trading over the last 4.5 years have been?
Of course, Valentine. So I had my own business back 4.5 years ago. I had a company. One of my clients was into trading. So I got interested when he introduced trading to me. So back home, then I was living in Iran, which is kind of strict, but now I'm in Canada. So I got really interested in trading. I find the freedom and the financial calculation very interesting. So I tried to start trading. At first, it wasn't working for me, so I started picking up mentors and just really doing some back checks like for a year and a half. Then when I came to Canada, about 3 years ago, I find the whole market here different. So I was introduced in Forex, and after that, I was trying to figure out Forex for the next year and a half. I was trading, but I wasn't really consistent on profit. So after I educated myself for a year or two, I was introduced to the prop firm industry. I found it really interesting. The risks you take with the prop firm industry, it's different. And you get your money back after passing the challenge. So that's the best thing about prop trading. If you find a really good prop firm, such as the Forex prop firm, I know that the industry, talking now, the industry about 2-3 months ago was really volatile times for the industry. I guess Forex prop firm was one of the best firms to come through, and one of the first and cleanest, because all things were done in a schedule. So that was really great for me, and I tried to expand my business with Forex prop firm.
Okay, brother, that sounds interesting. Really nice to hear your story. And it's really inspiring to me because I got introduced to trading myself about 5 years ago. So I can really relate to you talking about like 4.5 years into trading and stuff like that. So you said you're into the game for 4.5 years. How long did it take for you to really become profitable?
Well, it took the first 3 years was all about educating myself. So I wasn't going to be profitable in the first 3 years. I knew that, but I keep on trading anyway because I needed to introduce myself to the market and just know how the market works. So I would say after 3 years, I was like consistently profitable. Then I just found myself and just keep trying to work on a strategy on my own. So when I found my own strategy, the one that works for me and one I'm comfortable with, I try to cut my losses and expand my my profits over the past 2 years, 1.5 years. So I would say about 3 years. It took me 3 years to be consistent. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I love to hear that because what you said is so true to really what matters over the years when you have experience is to cut your losses short and to expand on the wins to get even bigger wins. So I really love what you're saying.
Yeah, I guess you never find a strategy with a 100% win rate, but you have to like control the losses. That is the most important thing, because the times come when you get like a week or 2 weeks in loss and in drawdown, and you just have to be consistent and really patient to get over that and have the mindset to go on and carry on. Basically.
Yeah. In my opinion, the number one thing for us traders is to preserve your capital. That's the biggest thing. And the number two is to increase your capital. If you're doing number one right, it's easier for you to even get number two right. That is something which I didn't understand when I first started out. And over the years, I really understand to respect the risk that lies in the markets. But at the end of the day, the risk management is what lies in your control. And if you're doing that right, the outcome will, over the long term, will always be positive.
Yeah. So what I like about Forex prop firm is basically it has like unlimited time to for you to pass your challenge. And when you do, if you become really consistent, you get like you can scale your account up to 10 million. I've never seen that in a prop firm, and I know it's true because of the background and the time that Forex prop firm is in the market. So that is really interesting for me. Yeah, growing the capital. You know, you have to let the capital do the heavy lifting. So I don't know, 5%, 6% a month, or 8% a month. That would be crazy in a $5 million account.
Yeah,
that would be
so true.
Something else. Yeah.
So true. And in my opinion, there is no need to expand the risk that you're taking. So for me, 0.5% to 1% risk per trade is more than enough that you ever need, because as you said, if you have 5 million in capital, 0.5% gain is a lot.
Yeah,
that's
so
the thing.
Started with $1 million in trading capital when I was like consistent. I had my investors. It was different because I had to like really talk to and put on time for the investors. But now I know that I just checked the dashboard. I know what I've done. What's my profit ratio? What's my risk to reward ratio? And basically that's all the time I need for analysis, and I don't need to like talk to anybody else, and I can be really concentrated on my trading.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, let's talk a little bit about your trading journey and your experiences. Can you describe your trading journey so far? What have been some of the key milestones in the 4.5 years that you're in the game right now?
So being a trader yourself, you know that it's hard. You have to be really consistent. There are days that you like to give up and just we all had that days that were like crazy. We lost it. We lost our consistency. We lost our mind game. We weren't on top of the game. But if you never give up and you be consistent, I guess you'll get there. So every trader, not just me, if you're in a 4-year, 5-year journey, the day will come that you will feel like really down and want to give up. I guess for me, it was my family and loved ones who keep me going. They were a big support of mine. So yeah, I guess you just have to be consistent and never give up. That's the whole thing. If you give up, you're done, like that. The market is like really powerful, and you can't catch all the moves. So you just have to be relaxed, right?
Yeah, that's so true. I think sooner or later the market is going to humble every one of us, and it will happen to everyone on the journey, but it really depends on how you carry on after that happens. And as you said, I think you had some big losses in your journey as well, but it really depended on how you carried on afterwards. And in my opinion, the price to quit trading is way too high. If you're invested like 4 or 5 years from your time, like doing analysis, doing everything, the price is so high to give it up. Even if I lost 4 or 5 figures in 5 minutes, when I first
Yeah.
started out, I
Yeah.
still stuck to it because at the end of the day, trading catched something in me, and I think if you really have the desire to get profitable, you will
Yeah.
be here over the long term as well.
Yeah. I guess the biggest risk is like not taking that risk. Some say that being in financial market is too risky, and it's like they compare it to gambling. I don't believe that at all, because you go to a university for maybe 5 years to learn something that you might use in your work. But when you want to educate yourself, so the comeback is really greater than being for spending 4.5 years in a university, you know. So that risk, if you like compare it to the other risks people take, and just go out, explore. We just want what, 3-4 years to invest in ourselves. That's nothing compared to a lifetime.
Yeah, that's so true,
Exactly.
man. Yeah,
Yeah.
really,
Yeah.
really, really
No
good
doubt.
point. Okay,
Yeah. No doubt.
let's talk a little bit about your strategy. You told me that you have your own strategy. What does
Yeah.
it look like, and how do you do your market analysis?
So I'm a day trader. I like to see my profit or losses and close it and just go on with my life. I
Hmm.
can't be in a position for too long, and I can't be in a position for a short period of time, because uh, all the investors, all the banks, and all the like retail marketers are like in short-term trading. Me personally, I can't think that a bank would enter or a financial institute would enter a position for 10 minutes, 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I can't see that unless it's a robot algorithm, which is totally different. I believe that the brain is like more powerful than most of the algorithms
Mhm.
out there. So I work in ICT. My base is ICT, but I've changed it with a few indicators and the time frame. So when you live in Canada, basically you lose the European market unless you like stay up all night, which is
Yeah.
going to be really hard after a while.
Hmm.
It takes a hit on you. So what I do is basically I get up at 5 a.m., analyze the market, have a coffee, go for a run, try to relax. And then from 7 to 10, that's the only time I enter and exit the trade. So
Yeah.
basically, I'm in the 1 hour time frame.
Okay.
Um, I I validate my entries with a different time frame, the 15 minutes or less, according to an order block or an FPG. But
Hmm.
I had a mentor once. He said that knowing the FVG, you'll conquer like 70% of the market, 70% the technical analysis, and that was a great advice, because I took that and I worked on that for the next 5-6 months, and that was when I could develop my strategy, and was a whole different game for me.
Yeah. I love
Yeah,
that. I totally love that because I really resonate with you on that basis because I trade ICT myself, and I'm also trading in New York time zone. I'm living in
yeah,
Europe, but for
yeah,
me it's like in the afternoon, but the sweet spot is like 7 to 10 a.m. for me as well because the
no
volatility
doubt.
on, let's say, EU or GU is just amazing in that
Yeah.
time. So I really love to hear
I
that.
guess the best place for trading is the United Arab Emirates, because
Yeah.
of the time zone. You'll get everything. You get the European market, and then American market, but it has its difficulties moving. So I
Yeah.
choose Canada anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah,
and the
yeah,
thing is, you talked about the FVG. That is something that I discovered over the years. When I first started out and I started with ICT, I thought I need to learn everything. So I went in, learned everything, and
yeah.
it was just too much for me. It was like my head was just
Exactly.
crazy. When I was
If you
looking at
if
the
you look at
chart,
it too long, you'll find a strategy.
yeah, yeah,
If you open a position, there's always different way to look at the chart, and just do another position like hedging or stuff like that, which I don't recommend.
yeah,
Um, but knowing the FVG, it's like, and another thing is like a stop hunt. That happens a lot in FPG. So if you conquer that, and if you know just one thing and just concentrate in, I don't know, 5 different pairs, I guess you're done.
Yeah, that's so true.
Yeah.
And after the years, I really subtracted my trading plan and really focused on the basics, because at the end of the day, what I'm looking for is, after a stop run, retracement into premium and discount, and I'm going to sell or buy that. And that's everything you need. At the
That's
end of the
everything
day,
you need. Yeah.
if you look at the 1 hour time frame and you're doing it between 7 and 10 a.m., I guarantee you there are 2 to 3 high probability setups. If that's in line with the intermarket analysis and with how DXY is trading, you're totally fine.
What I like to do is like trade on an Australian dollar in a New York market. It's different because it's it moves like the USD, but the news doesn't like stop hunt you all the time. So that's a strategy. Yeah. If you're doing ICT, I think one of the best pairs is AUD. It might be CAD, and I usually don't work in Euro USD or like gold. I do Bitcoin sometimes because the moves are like crazy. And it doesn't have any sessions, right? If you want to do it on the weekend, which I don't recommend, but I don't know, in nighttime in American time or Canadian time, you can easily do, if you have another job. I do a full-time trading, but if you have another job, you can do crypto as well. And I know that Forex firm has crypto as well. Crypto,
and that's the thing for me, as you said, USD CAD. Today I took a USD CAD short. I was entering around, it was like London lunch, M30 time frame. I was selling the retracement and it sold off massively. It was like, for me, I don't know, 50 pips, and it was a 1 to 5 risk to reward, and I'm totally done. Yesterday I took a position on USD CAD as well. Now I'm up 2 to 0 and I'm done for the week, basically.
You're done for the week. You can just go hang out and enjoy the sun. I guess.
And that is the important thing which I just developed over the years. When I started out, I was like a slave to the markets. I was always sitting here watching the charts.
Everybody's like that.
And when you're in a couple years, you really love to have time off the charts. You don't need to do your analysis. You can go have a nice weekend now. It's NFP week, so there is not happening that much on Thursday or Friday. And for me, that's a good time to spend time with my wife, go out, have some fun. And that's really
what trading. You know that you don't have to. You're not supposed to trade at the NFP news, so it's going to be like extremely volatile. So if you're done for the week, you can just go and have fun, basically. See you on next Thursday, on next Tuesday.
That's the thing. That's so important. So let's talk a little bit about your pairs. Are you focusing on AUD USD and USD CAD only, or are there different? You mentioned Bitcoin, but how do you structure your day trading when you're trading New York? Is it depending on what the pairs are doing, or how do you structure it?
No, just it only depends on what the pairs are doing, because so most people get caught on the news. I figured out a few years ago that news only moves the chart to where it should be moved. So it's a price delivery thing. It's not that the news comes and the chart moves away and you can't deal with that. So I only look at the charts. Basically, I check out the news, what's coming in a day, but I don't get scared of it. So that's basically why I use AUD, CAD, and New Zealand dollar, because I find this pairs really like rapid. So if they go, they're like, so they go a long way, you know, just like USD JPY. It does go a long way, but I personally don't like to do JPY because the Bank of Japan, sometimes it intervenes, and that is bad.
Yeah, that's
I know
true.
that soon. I realize that the day we are talking right now, soon the Bank of Japan is going to intervene. So no trades on you, JPY whatsoever.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so if you look at your trading day, you're getting up at 5 a.m. in the morning, right? You're
Yep,
doing your analysis and you're prepping
yep.
yourself to be on the charts. What are your most favorite trading days throughout the week?
So I don't do trades on Monday. If I
Yeah,
do, I
same.
only do Bitcoin,
Yeah.
and I don't do trades on the first weekend of each month when
Mm-hmm.
the NFT is coming out. But the rest of the days is basically 7 to 10 for me. Um, I don't have anything else unless it's like a bank holiday, because uh, when it's a bank holiday, they're almost always like retail stop loss. I don't want to get involved in that. And if there's no FVG, I'm not going into a trade. So basically, for me, it's like when I see FVG, I'll wait for 7. Even if I see an entry at like 5:30 a.m. or 6 a.m., I just try to concentrate, and I only enter a trade after 7, even if it's 7, even if it's 7:01, because the market, it runs 24 hours, but you can catch all the moves, and you have to be strict about your own rules,
Yeah.
uh, so you wouldn't get kicked out of the market. That's the most important.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
and you mentioned some indicators. What indicators are you using for your strategy?
Well, I'm not using volume. The indicator I like is a free indicator. Actually, people can check it out. It's based on ICT. So it's what it does. It cuts my time figuring out all the change of characters and the break of structures and the manipulation and the FVG. So it does that for me.
Mhm.
It's by Sonar Lab. I know that you might know it. It's all so it. The thing is, uh, I don't depend on an indicator, but when I see that it helps me and and I can cut my time looking at the charts, I would use it. But I don't like 100% rely on it. So
Yeah.
for me, it's Sonar Lab ICT.
Okay.
It's
Yeah,
it
that's
basically
good.
shows it basically shows the FVGs and the order blocks, but I don't use the order blocks. I believe that the order blocks on the indicator are false for so many reasons,
Yeah.
and I just look for my entry. So when you develop your entry on a indicator, it is easier. You spend some time learning that, but when you do, just matter of minutes until you see an entry.
That's true. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
I personally I'm using indicators that are showing the weekly open and the daily open, whatever. And that
yeah,
is just stuff that makes it a lot easier and you're a lot quicker on the charts. But at the end of the
of
day,
course.
as you said, we're trading just price without any indicator, but you're a little bit faster doing your analysis as well. So I really
Exactly.
like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. You shouldn't like uh, the main thing with trading. It's not the indicators you use or the strategy. It's that peace of mind. If you're not ready for a trading day, you just have to read it.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the most important thing. Nobody is like 100% up for trading each and every day. You
Yeah.
can't do that. It's crazy. And when I see back in the 4.5 years of my journey, I see that my biggest losses were when I wasn't feeling really well for trading. So when I was moving, when I was like immigrating to another country, when I had a bad day whatsoever, when the sun wasn't up and I wasn't enjoying my day, and I started trading, so that was the biggest losses for me. And I think that it's a mind game. If you can control the mind, you'll be in the top 1% or 5%,
Yeah.
which is amazing, really, because when you get in a line of work, each line of work if you open up a restaurant, I always say that if you open up a restaurant, of course there's not more than 5% chance that you can like grow the restaurant and just be profitable in the restaurant. So why not in trading? But
Yeah.
it'll go back to the mind.
Yeah,
It's
so
a
true.
mind game. Yeah.
So true. That's a really good point. Let's talk a little bit about risk management. How do you
Yep.
approach risk management in your trading?
So most of the prop firms have a daily drawdown and a total drawdown, which is like, it doesn't really matter how much the drawdown is. If you're strict about your trading and you know what you're doing, you only enter trade for 0.5% or 1% of your total capital, whatever the position is, whatever the stop loss is.
Yeah.
I've seen people that use like fixed stop losses and just enter a trade with 1%, 1%, 1%. It is good when you go into profit, but if you do like 5 or 6 consecutive like losses, that would hit you really hard. So I personally use 0.5% or 1% at most for a trade, even if it was like the best trade ever and whatever the situation was. I'm not going to have like more than 1% risk because I need to like pick myself up and pick my emotions the day after. And after I hit a stop loss of 1%, I just move out. I just go out and I try to relax, and I just don't exceed that much. If I take a 0.5% loss, I might take another one, but my max daily is 1%. So having to know that you don't really need a really big drawdown, and having a 10% drawdown in Forex program, that gives you like crazy amount of drawdown. So for me, I do 1% or 0.5%. At most.
Yeah, perfect. I really agree with that because I'm the same as well, and I think it's more than enough. Like, what is the typical risk to reward that you're aiming for?
So I try to do. I don't look at the risk. I don't look at my risk to ratio as a strict thing. I personally try to keep my win ratio up because my win rate up because if you have even a 1 or 1.5% or 1.5 risk ratio, if your win rate is like up and you can control the win rate, you're going to be profitable at the end of the year and at the end of the month. So at the end of the cycle, you should like prepare a cycle for yourself. Some have weekly, some have monthly, but I do not strict myself with the risk to reward ratio. Sometimes I do like 3 or 4 or 5 risk to ratio, but as I move into the trade and I see that I'm done for the day and I've done my 1 or 1.5% or 2%, I just close the trade because I need that peace of mind, and I know that the trade I'm taking, whatever the risk to ratio is, not going to be my last trade in the next 50 or I don't know how much I live. So that's the deal for me. I usually stick to the quality of the trade, not the risk to reward ratio.
Yeah, I think that's totally fine. And you made a great point because the peace of mind in trading is so important. I noticed it myself when I traded USD CAD 3 hours ago, 4 hours ago, whatever. The thing is, I was up such a good amount and I didn't close the trade. What happened now is I was checking my phone the whole time. And after that, I was thinking about how much gain I made. It was like 4 hours. And then I thought about, okay, I'm just closing the trade down and I go on about my day because I don't want to check my phone the whole time. I can do a lot of better things than that. I went to the gym after that, and that is the reason why we are trading. And I think sometimes I need to remind myself of that as well, because most of the times, or I personally am going to get greedy and I need to put things in place that stop myself from doing that. And sometimes you just need to be content. And a good thing about your risk management is you told me you're not doing more than 1%, even on your best trades. I don't know about you, but for me personally, when I saw the 10 out of 10 setup and I increased my risk, it was always a loser. Every time.
Always, man. Always. Every time. No matter what, if it was like the best setup ever, if you try to increase your risk, you're going to be smoked at the end of the day. And it will hit you, you know, because no matter the trading and the trade itself, you've gone out of your own rule. And if you not respect your own rules in trading, what are you going to respect, right?
Yeah, so true. Okay, Reza, I got one last question. Let's talk a little bit about your future goals. Looking ahead, what are your goals and aspirations in trading?
So right now I'm only looking at growing my capital. That's the only thing I'm focused on. I don't look at the profit. I don't look at the loss. For me, now that I know that I have to grow my capital so I would be able to help others and just explore more about trading and have the time to educate more in trading, educate myself more in trading. So for me, the future of trading is it's just enjoying the trading. It's not a journey. I don't want to get somewhere really fast. I want to enjoy the whole journey.
Yeah.
So for the next 10, 15 years, I hope I'm able to trade. And if I can, I'm always trying to withdraw my profits and just enjoy life, and let the profit and scaling do the capital growth. So both are the same.
Yeah, I think that are some great plans, and you're on a really good way. So, Reza, thank you so much for sharing your insights and experiences with us today. It has been a pleasure having you on the channel. For our viewers,
pleasure is all mine.
If you enjoyed this interview and found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment below. Don't forget to subscribe to the forexpropfirm.com YouTube channel for more interviews and trading tips. Thank you for watching and happy trading. See you in the next video.